Thank you very much, dear President Balkans, dear Prime Minister, dear Ministers, Your Excellency, dear guests, dear Executive Director Kengo. It's a great pleasure for me to be here amongst you today at this very important event. Indeed, I'm very happy to be present at this event on the Balkans and the Black Sea region that, beyond being very close to my heart, is strategic for Europe and for the realization of the digital single market. As well, I'm glad that the interest expressed for the opportunities and challenges the digital transformation of our economy and society raises has brought us here together. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to share a conviction. Our future is digital. The internet and digital technologies are shaping the way we live. Digitization is, without any doubt, the major driver for innovation, competitiveness, and growth in all sectors. It opens up new opportunities, helping citizens and companies to get the best from the interconnected world. Thus, it is crucial that this digital future is centered on at the service of the people. I fully agree with you, Mrs. Kengo. This is why the digital shift of our economy and our society needs a citizens on command approach. I'm personally committed to ensuring that citizens will stay at the center of our action and will fully benefit from the digital revolution, and that our European principles and values are at the basis of the pavement of this future. So I think that we can agree. Digitization is an opportunity not to be missed, not for Europe, not for the Balkans, not for the Black Sea region, not for the world. Thus, and given the Europeans' strong engagement in the region and my personal commitment, we are convinced that the way forward, we must walk it together. As you probably know, you are pursuing an ambitious plan, the Digital Single Market Strategy, to make sure that Europe is in the best possible position to attract investment, foster creativity and innovation, provide top-class public services, and protect our citizens. But the question is, how will we achieve this ambition? This starts with our vision for tomorrow, a true digital single market in which all citizens and industries enjoy full connectivity at a competitive price. A market where digital services are used in a safe environment, where modern networks serve as a backbone for the whole economy, providing the necessary platform for all industries to develop and provide innovative services. A digital economy based on the Internet of Things, cloud computing, big data, for better services in e-health, connected cars, and modernized public administrations. This is enabled by ensuring a stable regulatory environment, fair and equal treatment of companies, and ensuring the availability of finance. In order to support member states and private investors, as well as to promote economic growth and opportunities, the European Union has made available financial tools to boost first broadband investment. We have our European Structural and Investment Funds. We have our European Fund for Strategic Investment. And another example is the Connecting Europe facility. With this very good news that in our proposal as a European Commission for the next period, we propose to increase the budget from 1 billion to 3. I hope that we can count on the support of member states and the European Parliament. Further, in the next multi-annual financial framework, we will scale up this ambition. It's a real pleasure for me to share with you what's happened. Because the 2nd of May, in our proposal as a European Commission, we said it very clearly. We would like to have the greatest European investment in digitization. And we proposed a new program, Digital Europe program, with a budget of 9 billion euros. And we would like really to send a very strong messages. First, for our citizens. We would like to invest in your skills. We would like to invest in our cybersecurity. We would like to invest in our artificial intelligence, high-performance computing, and in our public administrations. I think that it's a very good signal to have this program, and again, I count on the support of Member States and European Parliament for the next weeks and months. But now, we are not focusing only on the European Union. It's a great pleasure for me to be here together with representatives of the Western Balkan countries. Remember, in February, the European Commission presented the Western Balkan strategy that sets the path for the European perspective of the Western Balkans. We owe this to our citizens. We owe this to your citizens. And on this way, we can work together. Digitization makes no exception. And for the very first time, we have the principle of a digital agenda enshrined in the communication. Now, I'm really proud that this digital agenda was announced in February. But we make a huge step during the summit in Sofia, where we showed very clearly that these are not just words and declarations. Together with my team, we worked very hard to deliver on the statement of support to the digital agenda for the Western Balkans as a flagship in this regard. It was presented and adopted during the summit and will be signed at the Digital Assembly in June. But what is our objective? To ensure, stone by stone, the successful digital shift of the Western Balkans economies and societies. How will we do this? By adopting a multi-sectorial approach that tackles the main challenges ahead of us. First, the development of digital skills and competencies, including of women. Please think more about women when we talk about digitization. The development, of course, of connectivity and infrastructure, it's always important. The modernization of public administration and e-government, we all know that for our citizens, transparency and efficiency are key words. And finally, we need really to work on our cybersecurity. Last but not least, my first priority for now is the roadmap for lowering roaming charges. I'm really proud. It was a very difficult process, but after a month of negotiation with operators, with local regulators, with political responsible in Western Balkans, now we have a very concrete result. Next year, we'll start by lowering the prices of data. You all know how our prices actually. Next year, by summer 2019, that will be 70 cents per megabyte. And at the same time, in parallel, in 2 weeks, in Gdansk, Poland, we start a monitoring process together with BEREC, local and European regulators, to see what we can do more for the decreasing of voice calls and SMS. I think that it's one of the most concrete things for our citizens, for our businesses, how we can encourage them to promote this mobility, new services, new products, if they can't even call each other freely. So for me, it's one of the most important things. And even this year, in August, we can see some few first very concrete steps. So I'm fully committed to working hand in hand with our neighbors from the Western Balkans towards a successful digitization of our economies and our societies. Thus, For it to be successful, my conviction is that we need to invest in people, good infrastructure and economy. Because it is very clear, our digital transformation needs to be inclusive. To begin with, people need the right ICT skills to reap the benefit of digitization. Each and every person should have the tools to take control of her or his life. Today, and even more in the future, digital skills and competencies will be at the center of our daily lives and instrumental for citizens to realize their full potential, equally important for women. Today, the figures are alarming. 44% of European citizens between the ages of 16 and 74 do not have basic digital skills. And we all know that after 2020, 90% of the jobs will require these basic digital skills. At the same time, 40% of European businesses are seeking to recruit ICT specialists and are having troubles to find them. This is the reason why, together with Commissioner Navracsics, we adopted the Digital Education Action Plan, and I'm very glad that this topic it will be discussed during this event. For us, it's really important to mobilize all our efforts to help people, educating institutions, and education systems better adapt to life and work in an age of rapid digital change. These initiatives will include other activities. Activities like supporting schools with high-speed broadband connections, scaling up a new self-assessment tool for schools on the use of technology for teaching and learning, the so-called Selfie, and a public awareness campaign on online safety, media literacy, and cyber hygiene. It's one of the most important things to invest in our young people. It's not a hazard that I talk about media literacy. We all are facing today the challenge of disinformation online and fake news. And when we ask our young people, more than 75%, they can't recognize fake news from facts. We need really to do something more. At the same time, we have another good example. It's our initiative EU Code Week, which is meant to raise the interest in computational thinking, coding, and tech among teachers and students. This initiative is one of our success stories. Last year, in 2017, the participation was over 1,200,000 people, with an impressive 46% of female participants. And here, I'm particularly glad to recognize the participation of schools coming from the 6 Western Balkan countries. There is indeed room to make this participation grow, and I'm committed to make it happen during this year's edition of the Code Week. Yes, because we have a new ambition. Together with Commissioner Navracsics, we sent a letter to all European ministers of education, because we would like to have 50% of European schools by 2020 as a participant in this initiative. However, as you probably are thinking, digital skills require giving access to digital to people. And you are right. We cannot expect to reap all the opportunities of digitization if our regions cannot profit of top quality connectivity. This is why one of the main objectives of the Digital Single Market Strategy is to achieve high quality connectivity everywhere in the region. And as you know, here we are facing a challenge. In the region, urban areas are in general well served. The challenge is to provide fast, reliable broadband to the rural communities. If we truly want to reverse the trend of rural depopulation and build sustainable, thriving communities, good broadband will be critical. Critical from an economic point of view, because business creation and remote work requires connectivity. Critical from a lifestyle point of view, because modern rural lifestyles, including the provision of healthcare, require connectivity. And critical from a social point of view, because modern rural communities need to connect with each other and with the wider world. So, ladies and gentlemen, the urban-rural digital divide, it's not just an imbalance of technology or connectivity. It is an imbalance of opportunities. I know what you all must be thinking. Okay, but what about the money and investments which are required? Of course, budgets are needed to support digital projects in the region, thus exploring elements of further alignment and complementarity of national, international, and European funding. Those are key elements in this process. Further, the European Commission is supporting the rollout of high-speed broadband in the region by sharing our expertise and by making sure that our existing financial programs also cover digital. Connectivity, we agree, enables innovation and entrepreneurship. Europe can gain decisive competitive advantages if we are capable to generate a wave of bottom-up digital innovations involving all industrial sectors. That's why, for me, it's really important to talk about digital innovation hubs. We would like really to help our small and medium enterprises to catch up those opportunities. That's why, through a pan-European network of digital innovation hubs, the European Commission aims to ensure that every company, small or large, high-tech or not, can grasp the digital opportunities. For this program, we have a clear budget for this period. I hope really for the next budget for the European Union, we can increase, because our objective is very clear, to have a digital innovation hub in every region in Europe until 2020. But what will be really important is to create a network, not to repeat the same things, to assure the connectivity between all those hubs. That's why we know that member states and regions play a key role in establishing those hubs that support the digital transformation of industry in their region. And the role of the European Commission is to link them up in a strong pan-European network. For this, we are investing 100 million euro per year from 2016 to 2020. For me, as a Commissioner for Digital Economy and Society, it's very important to include the Western Balkans countries in this initiative, and that will be one of our proposals in the digital agenda. At the same time, we cannot achieve all this process alone. We need the support of all stakeholders, public and private, to boost the competitiveness of the existing industries and enable the emergence of new businesses in our region. Now, we talk about skills, connectivity, digital hubs, but there is another very important topic. It's about security. And when we talk about digitization, the cybersecurity is a key element. One thing is sure, we will simply not be able to reap the full benefits of digitization without improving the security of our systems, hence the trust of citizens and businesses alike. This clearly sets the way forward. We are proposing European solutions to enhance resilience, capacities, and cooperation at all levels. You know, we make a proposal in September 2017. For me, there is 4 key elements in our proposal. First one, we would like really to strengthen the capacity of ENISA. Thank you very much, Greece. The seat of ENISA is here now. For us, it's really important to strengthen the operational capacities of ENISA. We would like to give them more human resources. We would like to see their budget increasing, and I know already that in the European Parliament they have a big funds, so I hope really that our proposal will be finalized as soon as possible. At the same time, we propose for the first time a coordination mechanism. Remember, WannaCry was there last year, and it's really important to have this exchange of data, to be capable to react immediately together. That's why, in a case of large-scale attacks, we propose to have a common European coordination mechanism. Another important topic in this proposal is the certification framework. Now it's really important to send a strong message to our citizens. It's their right to know what is the level of security of the products. At the same time, for the industry, it's important to have less administrative, less financial burden. For the moment, we put this on voluntary base, but we already know that there is some sectors of critical infrastructure that will be crucial to have this more advanced. And finally, the fourth element, we would like really to invest in technologies, but we would like to invest in people too. We are lacking cyber experts in Europe. That's why we propose to build a network of center of competencies. In every member state, we would like to have this kind of center of competence with a central unit in Brussels. And for that, we already have a pilot project with 50 million euro on the Horizon 2020. Our objective is to start by the end of the year. So, in this way, we are paving the way for our cyber resilience and to have together member states, industry, and the Commission, for me, is the best way to avoid gaps and overlaps, hence to make every euro count more. So, ladies and gentlemen, our ambitions must be met by our commitment, our courage of conviction, and our determination. The digital transformation will not wait upon debates and declarations. Its benefits will only be experienced by our citizens and our businesses if we make the right choices now. I'm convinced that our digital agenda shall serve the paramount design of bringing us closer and paving the path to our common future. Thank you very much for your kind attention. It was a little bit long, but it was a great opportunity for me to share with you where we are, what is our vision, and to send a very strong message. Count on our support to build this digital future together, and please always remember, human-centric approach, human on command approach, based on values, but courageous to be innovative, creative, with all those things for whom never robots and machines will replace men and women. Thank you very much.